Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerd Knives. Today we have a very special review impressions of a knife I had a chance to check out. I think it's pretty cool. This is the ProTech TR-3, the manual button lock. Yeah, let's take a look. All right, today we're looking at the ProTech TR-3 manual button lock. I believe it's called the Integrity. That's what they call it. This is the very basic version that first came out. Now they had a really fancy one at Blade shows and saw that. I did a little review of it when they first dropped it last year at Blade show. But this is a manual button lock. It flips out like this and then it drops, just kind of like the Mordax, which is really cool. Now this is very plain Jane, nothing on here. Aluminum scales, very PVD coated, deep pocket carry clip, some big thumb studs on here, and I already put skiffs in this one, all right? So the manufacturer is ProTech, made in the USA. This is a USA-made knife. The designer is ProTech. I don't know who at ProTech designed it, but it is ProTech as the designer, so it's an in-house design. I don't know what that means, but I don't know if there wasn't any collaboration as far as I know. Whoever first designed the first TR-3, I think it was their first auto that they ever released, so maybe it's the gentleman who founded ProTech, I'm sure. You guys can correct me in the comments down below. But this is the original TR-3 is auto, and that was one of the first design. As far as this, let's look at the materials. Aluminum handles, a steel bar in clip, deep pocket carry. It is recessed with recessed screws, right hand tip up only. It's got some jimping all the way around. There's no standoffs or anything or backspacer because it's two-piece construction coming together. It is a button lock, which is a plunge lock. You don't see it, it's totally encapsulated. There are caged bearings in here. I put skiffs in there already. T8, it's not T8, this is a Allen wrenches on here, by the way, and I actually have a video where I did this. These are all Allen wrenches, so you don't want to use a T8 screwdriver on this. Now, in here, those are T8s, little T6s in here, but these are all Allen wrenches to unscrew, right? It is captive pivot. Did come with thumb studs. This is the S35VN blade steel, so it's CPM S35VN blade steel, which is pretty decent steel, right? I think they do a pretty good job. It is stone washed, beautifully done, nice swedge, beautiful drop points, very similar to my auto TR-3 that I got for anniversary. Nicely sharpened, really good edge on there. Actions, beautiful, super smooth, dead nut centered, no issues whatsoever, no blade play, no pivot play. Comes in the plunge lock, just locks it in there really solid. You have to break it to get it out, so it's really nice and solid. It's a button lock, so it's not a frame lock or liner lock, so keep that in mind. Those are things you want to definitely keep in mind. It is no texture on here, so it's a little slippery, especially with this coating, so that's one of the things that might be good or bad. Maybe you don't care, that's fine. But it does have good texturing on the sides here for you to hold on to, so, but it might be a little more difficult at times if you're trying to, do other things with it. As far as opening and closing, it's a button lock, so of course you can open and close it with a button lock like you typically would. You have the thumb studs to open and close it. You can do the reverse as well, and then you can do obviously you can do a slow roll, but there's enough resistance on the plunge lock that it tends to pop out. You can do it all left-handed, works really great left-handed. It's a bummer you can't reverse the clip, I get it, but it still is a bummer. It seems like it would be pretty easy to do. I guess they wanted a super clean look on this side. But if you're going to do that, why not just put the screw over here and make this completely clean? Why have it one screw here and not, anyways, just my 2 cents on there. But love this. It does have a little place for a lanyard loop if you want it, that's for sure. I will tell you that the blade is very functional, nice. It's not super thick. We'll get the measurements here in just a second. These thumb studs came in and they were very sharp. I was really surprised. I had to file this down to get the edge because they were just like, I mean, you could scrape your skin and like probably cut paper. It's that sharp. It's very uncomfortable. I'm very surprised and a little disappointed, quite frankly. I fixed it and it works fine now, but it's like something I feel like I shouldn't have to do. But it is $225. A USA-made knife at $225. That's a pretty good deal, especially a well-made button lock like this. I know it's aluminum scales, but that is a really competitive price. I don't care what you say. A USA-made knife like this, that's up there with Hogue. That's up there with all the other USA-made makers. Definitely not Benchmade. This Benchmade would be, $600, I'm sure, but it's another story. All right, so that's the blade, the steel, the closing. All right, so let's do a little bit of weight and measurements on this guy. See how much does he weigh? So I'm thinking he's about 4 ounces, probably. I don't know, I could be completely wrong. Maybe a little more. 4.1 ounces. That's pretty close. 4.1 ounces. So, about reasonable there. All right, so what's the overall length on this knife? We're looking at a knife that's 8 inches, so it's a full-size knife. The grip right here is 4 inches. You could do a little choke up. You might get 4.5 inches. It is reasonable to kind of choke up a little bit there, but be careful. You're close to the choil. I've got large hands with big, meaty fingers, so I've got a little extra room here. So you have extra large hands with normal-sized fingers, double extra large hands with thinner fingers. This is your grip, but definitely double extra large hand with big, meaty fingers. Maybe 3 extra large hands. It could be possible, right? All right, it does recoil in there pretty well, so let's go ahead and do the blade stock thickness on this guy. So we're at 125 thousandths of an inch. Does it retain pretty much out there as well? 100 does start to taper off, so yeah, oops. 125 thousandths of an inch. So it's pretty standard. So 125 thousandths of an inch is not super thin, but not super thick. It does come out to a relatively cutty edge. It's not super slicey, but it's not super thick, right? So it'll work. It'll cut. Definitely nice. Now, okay, so what is this? This is in the regular knife categories between $100 and $300, $225. It's a great deal. I think it's fantastic that they got so many out. I can see where they save some of the cost here on this. I hope that gets fixed. I don't know. That was just really a bummer. That's just a really nitpick because you use it all the time. And so I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but that's where your contact is. And when it starts to rip your skin because it's so rough, it's not cool, right? So hopefully the next versions will be better. You know, his first run full production, and I did get one, so you know, maybe it's just a learning curve. All right, purpose. Let's see, a purpose and use, EDC hard use collection piece. Absolutely could be a collection piece, especially if you like to collect ProTech. You know, it's one of the first runs. You might want to collect it. Could be hard use. It is a hard use as much as a button lock is. I never recommend button locks for hard use. Always cautious about that. Use the right tool for the right job. Use a fixed blade axe for most of your jobs. Use anything repetitive, any kind of whacking, any sort of like that. Frame lock, shark lock, triad lock, you know, liner lock, any of those I think are going to be better than a button lock. It's the way the plunger works in the spring. If there's enough vibration, you're working on something, it could slip out. So just keep that in mind. Button lock is a fine lock for opening boxes, letters, envelopes, packages, things like that. But once you get into like you're cutting a lot, and you're really moving and cutting and vibrating and stuff like that, you know, just keep that in mind. All right. All that being said, could it be EDC? Well, I think this is a perfect EDC tool. It's a great one. Absolutely worthwhile. Really well done. Nicely chamfered all the way around. No sharp edges anywhere. The clip is a little goofy. I don't know if I like that duck bill, but it does work. It goes in out of the pocket. It's steel. I wish I could get a titanium one because this always is a trouble for me. I tend to bend all the steel clips. So there you go. Overall design. How do I feel about it? Handles and closing and textures and everything. It's got nice texture, so you can definitely hold grip. So if you're like trying to do a reverse cut, like you're trying to do a push cut into leather cardboard, it does work. A pull cut, you have a little texture there, so it does work as well. For sure, up here you got some texture. You definitely can grip right there. When you're doing out here, there's no texture, but it's pretty rounded. It's nice, not super sharp. It's not going to scrape your nails, so that's really well done. The blade is just fantastic, right? The button lock is nice and recessed. You're not going to accidentally push it because it's down. But you get in there, you push, and it does disengage the lock, right? And when you lock it, it's in there, and it's in there solid. There's no play whatsoever. I love that. My Mordax is the same. So they do a really, really outstanding job. There's a little lanyard hole, so there you go. The clip is okay. It's a steel clip. It works nicely recessed, so you're not going to catch on there. I think that's great. Overall feel, it's really nice. It is. It's nice. Now, I wish there was some texture because this is so smooth and slippery. That's my only gripe about this one. It's just too smooth and for me. Some people are going to love this. They're going to exactly what they want. And they're going to think, all this texturing here is perfect. This is exactly what I don't like that. I want a little bit of texture. That will help me out. So hopefully there's a future release that will come out with a little bit of texturing. All right, let's talk about the overall fidget factor. Well, it's a button lock. So you have the thumb studs. Reverse works outstanding. They really do. Once I fix them, they're great. The button lock works really great. So this gives you, I want to say 3.5. 3.5, so I'll round it up to 4. So the fidget factor is a 4 on this one. How about the fidgety goodness? If I didn't fix this, it would have been impacted, right? I would have probably gotten like a 90 or an 85. It would have been a B+ or a A-. But because I fixed this and rounded off, now I'm going to give this a nice solid A. This is a 95. Absolutely solid, really, really well. I think it could be a little bit better with the way trick grip and everything like that. That would really help overall to me. So I'm going to give it a solid A. It's great, but I would love to see texture. I think that would help it out. I know it did on the Mordax. All right. Overall, is it recommended? Yeah, 100% it's recommended. It's a fantastic knife. It's really well done. When I checked it out at Blade Show and I saw the prototype, I thought it was fantastic. This is going to be great. Yeah, absolutely recommend it. I think it's a great, and I think you'll love it. I'm excited to see other premium steels. I'm glad they did S35VN so you can get it out more quickly, have more people have a chance at it. It's a little more budget friendly, right? So, because you can get fancier steels if you wanted to. I don't mind CPM 154. I'm not a 154 CM kind of person. I don't like 154 CM. I just don't care for that steel. I know they use a lot of it, and there's a lot of knives that just don't even come into my focus because of that. Some people love it. That's great. You love the ingot steel. I don't. I like the powdered steel personally. But the CPM S35VN blade steel, I like that one a lot. That's a good steel. It's a solid steel. I know it's an older steel. People are like, oh, it's an old steel. It's not premium. It's still a premium. Still a very good steel. It has good edge retention, good, it's easy to sharpen, and good rust resistance. It's a good one. I like it. I think it's a good steel. So for sure. It'll be cool to see if they do come out with some more premium ones. I'm hoping we will see those at some point. So yeah, there you go. Love to hear your thoughts, your experiences with the knife. What do you think? How do you handle it? How has it been for you? I'd love to hear what you did and how it went for you. Share your thoughts, please. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button down below? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out my channel. It allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to all of you guys who watch the video, who like the content, who part of the live stream, who comment, who is just part of the whole community. I appreciate you so very much. I really do. Thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below as well so you can be notified of future content. And a big shout out to all my channel members out there. I appreciate you. You guys allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to do. Honestly, I'm very grateful to you, all of you. So I appreciate that so very much. Also, if you didn't know, to everyone else, all the subscribers out there, thanks to channel members, I'm able to do a weekly giveaway all the time. And then for the channel members, because you've been so generous to me, I want to be generous back to you. I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. I do usually a nicer knife. So keep an eye out for that. That's my small way to say thank you to you. It's just something that's hopefully you will enjoy and you look forward to. Also, brand new channel members, if you haven't already, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and send you a little note to say thank you. And also, all the channel members who've been members all along and are still members, or those who were members and became members again right now and are members, if you never got a channel sticker, email me as well. I'd love to mail you a channel member sticker to say thank you to. Appreciate you all so very much. If you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.